Hey, what's up? It's Monster Crafts, and today we're going to be making Rayquaza out of pipe cleaners. First thing we do is we cut 3 pieces of wire to make the backbone of the structure. Next, you bend the end of the wire in, and you take a pipe cleaner and you wrap it around. And keep wrapping more pipe cleaners along the entire length of the wire. And then bind all 3 pieces of wire together with another round of pipe cleaners. And this is what the spine's going to look like when it's all done. Next, we're going to make the chest piece, which is going to be a triangle made out of wire, and the arm piece of wire is going to rest on this. Then we're going to place the chest piece on the main spine. Whatever amount of area that is the backbone wire that's above the chest piece, you can consider it as the neck. And this is what it looks like when it's all attached. The last big piece of the craft is the head, which includes the jaw. Lately I've been trying to shrink the head size of a lot of my crafts, and I've been managing that by not including wire and just sticking with pure pipe cleaner, because with the diameter of the wire and with the true triangles you'd be making like you would a pipe cleaner, it just gives this automatic size to the craft that usually just too big. So you just have to kind of figure out what the shape of the head is going to be. I like to start with 2 triangles just because I think like a crocodile, kind of that head profile. That's what I went with here. Now I think the Rayquaza is a little more rounder, friendlier shape. So that's something you can try. But again, I'd start with pipe cleaner, make 2 pieces of it, and then you just attach them at the base. So for here, the base of the triangle, and that forms the jaw, and you attach it to the spine. For the claws, I just took some wet pipe cleaner, bent it into a shape, and then you attach it to the ends of the arm wire piece. For the teeth, we do much of the same thing, where you bend a piece of white pipe cleaner, that will be the teeth, you form into the shape. And it's nice to have these interlocked, but it's not entirely necessary. The last shape is the brow, or the crown of Rayquaza. Again, I just went with 2 triangles here because it's simple and it's an easy shape to make. And the eyes will go inside the triangles. The horns, or the antlers, I'm not sure what they're called, they go behind the head crest, so in between the end of the head and then when the neck starts, they can just kind of sit there. This is the same technique that was used when making Gyarados, where you have 2 different colors of pipe cleaner and they overlap to make the exterior layer. So you have a lighter underbelly and then you have a darker top, and so it lets you use 2 colors and you get this really nice design on the side. I always like to do 2 layers of this to cover up any spots I miss. Also to help further support the line, so where the 2 colors separate, you can fix if it deviates at all down the side of the craft with the second layer. The eyes were pretty tricky because for what I wanted, I found the pipe cleaner to be just too big. So I had to trim the sides of the pipe cleaner to shrink the profile. Fuzzy French Fries does this in her videos, and that's where I picked it up from. So when she's doing wire, it's not actually wire, it's pipe cleaner that she makes look like wire by trimming it down, and she has all a bunch of different colors. It's very creative. So I did that here, and so you take this piece of yellow pipe cleaner, trim the sides, and you fold it into a circle. And that forms the pupil. Ideally, you want the craft to have binocular vision, so you want both eyes when you're looking forward to the craft, you want them both looking forward, so you can hone in like we do or like wolves do. But I didn't have enough foresight here with this one, so, and I didn't feel like fixing it, so it's just not here. The last part will be the sails, or I guess it could be called the dorsal fins on Rayquaza. For these, I just went with felt because I want a different texture than the pipe cleaners. And felt has a bit of, it's a little rigid, so will hold its shape, unlike something that's more elastic, which I would usually be using. And again, I didn't want to use pipe cleaner again. I want a different surface. So you just cut these into the shape, and I didn't try too hard with these. I just want to get something on there. So that's what I did. I went over the perimeter of the felt with red marker. The original design has a red outline on the sails, but I just couldn't figure out how to do that and wasn't going to use pipe cleaner again. I didn't want to sew another layer of red felt on it, so I just thought this was pretty cute. It turns out pretty dark, but I think it's nice because it shows where the end of the sail is and it helps it pop a bit more. Once you have the 2 pieces, you can just sew them on to the back of the craft. And here's the finished craft. So I took a lot of liberties with this, with the dual color scheme here. And I include all the dorsal fins. Usually has 3 more rows between the back and the end of the tail. I just didn't feel like doing that. Also, it has the yellow runes that go along the length of the craft. I just didn't feel like doing that. I didn't know how to do that and make it look good, so I just didn't bother. But it's pretty great. It's just a big snake, so there's a ton of posability in it. The head opens and closes really well. Okay, and that's the end of the video. So here's some pictures I have of it. It's pretty good strength in the craft because of its 3 layers of wire structure, so it can get any kind of poses you can imagine. So it worked out pretty well. I have some size comparisons here. So we have the werewolf, we've got Gyarados, and we have the Sky Dragon. Next is Godzilla. And then I have my previous Rayquaza I made years ago. So here's a nice comparison between the two of them. And here's a picture of this toad I found outside.